In the heart of Atlanta, under the neon glow of a city pulsing with energy, the unthinkable happened. In a moment that sent tremors through the global entertainment world, something more than a crime was committed, a violation of artistry, trust, and legacy. Beyoncé, a name that echoes through decades of cultural dominance, innovation, and transcendence, is at the center of a breaking investigation that has shocked fans and professionals alike. Not because she did something wrong, but because something was taken from her. In the hours leading up to her electrifying Cowboy Carter tour stop in Atlanta, a city that has long embraced her, a theft occurred. Not just any theft, but the kind that threatens the very blueprint of a monumental creative experience. According to official police reports, filed and confirmed, the incident took place in a parking deck not far from the heartbeat of the city. Christopher Grant, her choreographer. DeAndre Blue, one of her dancers. Trusted lieutenants in the empire she's built with sweat, soul, and song. They had arrived in a black Jeep Wagoneer. They parked it, walked away, unaware that in the shadows, someone was watching. What they returned to was devastation. A broken trunk window. Shattered glass, yes, but worse still, shattered confidence. 2 suitcases gone. But this wasn't about clothes or accessories. This wasn't about travel gear or ordinary valuables. This was about art. Inside those suitcases were hard drives. Not just files. Not just music. But Beyoncé's creative soul in digital form. Unreleased tracks, music the world had never heard. Music possibly set to define the next stage of her already iconic evolution. Music that wasn't meant to be consumed yet, not until it was ready. Show plans. Set lists. The blueprint of what she was about to give Atlanta, and the world. Gone. Stolen. Just 48 hours before she was set to hit the stage. The police officer who recorded the statement noted it clearly, these weren't just missing bags. This was material that belonged to Beyoncé. The level of risk was immense. Because what was stolen wasn't just hers, it was ours. The audience. The BeyHive. The generations who grew up with her voice echoing through speakers, inspiring confidence, love, rebellion, power. And now, a ghost of betrayal looms over this Atlanta performance. What happens when the plans for an event this massive fall into the wrong hands? When unreleased music is at risk of leaking online? When digital blueprints of a live experience, set to roll out for tens of thousands of screaming fans, are potentially compromised? It's more than just a tour stop. It's more than just security failure. It's an act of cultural vandalism. This isn't the first time creatives have been the target of pre-release theft, but it might be one of the most brazen. Because it didn't happen in the dead of night, in some abandoned studio. It happened right here, in a city alive with energy. It happened to Beyoncé, a woman who controls her craft with the precision of a master builder. For Christopher Grant and DeAndre Blue, this is more than a professional nightmare. It's personal. They were entrusted with the weight of creative legacy. And that legacy, in part, slipped from their fingers in a parking lot, likely within minutes. Now, the investigation is on. Atlanta police are combing for evidence, surveillance footage, potential leads. But the bigger question looms, what happens next? Does the show change? Will Beyoncé pivot and reimagine the entire performance in response? Will the stolen files surface on the dark web or some anonymous leak site, eroding the sanctity of an artist's control over her narrative? Or, and this is perhaps the most likely, will Beyoncé, in the face of violation, do what she has always done? Rise, rewrite, reclaim. She has done it before. She has turned heartbreak into albums, setbacks into anthems, chaos into choreography. And it's possible, even likely, that she will take this act of theft and turn it into a moment of resilience that echoes louder than any bassline ever could. But the damage is real. The violation is real. For her team, for Atlanta, for music. This isn't just about a couple of stolen hard drives. It's about what they represented. They held a glimpse of the future. A sonic universe built in silence, now torn into the public eye by carelessness and cruelty. But make no mistake, this will not define her. Because Beyoncé isn't just a performer. She is a movement, a protector of her art, a mother of culture. And no thief can steal that. The lights in Atlanta will still shine. The crowd will still roar. And when Beyoncé steps onto that stage, whether she performs what was planned or improvises brilliance from the ashes, it will still be hers. Because queens do not crumble when kingdoms are threatened. They rise. And when they rise, they bring the world with them.